All right, welcome back to Wmma Now with your host, Chuck Stevenson. So this weekend at Oktagon 65 on December 29th, we're supposed to be getting the Bantamweight Championship, inaugural Bantamweight Championship between Lucie Szabova and Lucie Pudilova. Pudilova having just returned to Oktagon a few months ago after her second stint in the UFC. Szabova returned from pregnancy earlier this year and has been on a roll, or maybe it was late last year or earlier this year, but she's been on a roll. Unfortunately, comes down to fight week, and Szabova has had to withdraw due to a very high fever, like very high fever. So she's just too sick to fight, not going to get cleared. So unfortunately, Szabova versus Pudilova is not happening this weekend. However, Oktagon has made up for it. Pudilova will still be fighting, and she'll be taking on Cecilie Bolander for the second time. These two first fought back in September. It was in Pudilova's return fight. Pudilova handed Bolander her first loss as a professional in what was an absolutely close, exciting fight. I mean, this fight, I don't think it could have been any closer. Split decision, I don't blame the refs for being split on it at all. So we're not getting the fight that we wanted, but we are getting a rematch from a fight that was very, very good. Let's go ahead and get into the stats on it. So Pudilova comes in, obviously the much more experienced fighter at 15-10. Bolander coming in at 3-1. Now Bolander, like I said, Pudilova was her first loss via split decision, but her three fights before that, two of them came by armbar submission. Her third win was a decision, and then came the Pudilova fight. Pudilova, on the other hand, returned to the UFC with a win about 2 years and change ago, and then just dropped three straight decisions. Now, one of them I thought was very contentious and definitely should have gone Pudilova's way, but she went 1-3 in her second stint, and UFC let her go. She returned home to Czech Republic and Oktagon, picks up that win over Bolander, and she had to work for it. I mean, like I said, it was a very close fight. Bolander came in a bit of an underdog, much less experienced, but she made Pudilova have to earn that win. Now, of course, she wasn't happy with the decision, so now she's going to get a chance to face her again. Excuse me. I don't have an age on Tapology for Bolander, but I'm pretty sure she's younger. Pudilova is 30 years old. Pudilova is the taller fighter, 5'8", 173 centimeters to 5'5", 165 centimeters. Don't have a reach available for Bolander. Pudilova's is listed at 67.5 inches, 171 centimeters. So, this fight, it's going to be close on the feet. If it goes to the ground, it's going to be close there. Honestly, this fight, I don't think it's going to come down to who worked harder in the meantime. I mean, Pudilova was already training for this. Bolander's coming in, on short notice. I don't know if she was already an alternate for the bout or what, but Pudilova was definitely training for Szabova, not Bolander. Whereas Bolander wasn't training for either of them, or was training to face, whoever. I think this fight, it's going to be a close one again. And it's just going to come down to which of these ladies wants it more. For Pudilova, if she loses, she'll probably never get a chance to fight for a title again. I mean, she's only 30 years old, but at 25 fights, she's got some mileage on her. I mean, she has been in a lot of fights and a lot of really close fights, some really tough fights. She's been in some absolute wars. So this might be her career winding down. So if she doesn't get it, she might never get a chance at it. For Bolander, she's just getting started. She was, looks like she was the Cage Warriors champ, or at least maybe I was for amateurs, going by her topology picture. Bolander, she's just getting started. This is only going to be her 5th fight. So even if she loses twice to Pudilova, there's no shame in it. I mean, she wasn't expected to win the first fight. That was supposed to be a tune-up fight for Pudilova, like a welcome home fight. And Bolander took it to her. So I would say even if she loses to Pudilova for the 2nd straight time, there's no loss. I mean, it's a loss, but it's not a major setback for her. She's young. She's got a full career ahead of her. But for Pudilova, she loses this, she might never get to fight for a title again. I mean, I forget, how many... she had, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... She had 6 fights for Oktagon last time out. She was with them. And never got to fight for the title. And some people might argue, well, they weren't trying to create a title for her. They were waiting for Szabova, who was completely Oktagon homegrown. So yeah, she might never get to fight for it again. So she has to really, really want it, and she has to fight smart again. For Bolander, all she has to do is improve on what she was already doing right in the first fight. So like I said, it's going to come down to who wants this more. Does Pudilova want this last chance at gold? Or does the younger Bolander want it more? A chance to prove that, hey, I should have won that first fight and I'm going to win this one just to prove you all wrong. Most likely, the winner is going to face Lucie Szabova. Now, I could see if it's, again, another really close fight. If Bolander gets ahead, I could maybe see them doing a trilogy. But I doubt it, because I think they want that belt to be around Sabova's waist. So, if Bolander wins, she'll probably face Szabova, and then Pudilova faces the winner of that. We'll see. But if you've been following the channel, you know me. I'm cheering for Lucie Pudilova. Nothing against Cecilie Bolander. I'm just a diehard Pudilova fan. So, we're not getting the fight we wanted. Szabova versus Pudilova is off, but Pudilova, Bolander too. It's going to be a good fight. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button, and while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to Wmma Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.